All right. Good morning, everyone, or maybe good afternoon for some folks. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We have, whoops, we have let me make sure that I've admitted everyone. Oh, no, we're all here. Okay. All right. Again, thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us in this webinar. This is the third in a series of three webinars that we have been sponsoring in conjunction with the Women's Business Center here in Utah, and we want to thank them again and thank Kara for her time again this afternoon. As I've done in the past, I'm just going to very quickly share my screen and talk a little bit about SCORE. I know that many of you are very familiar with us, and we're excited that you're here and that you can help spread the word about the benefits and the services that SCORE has. But just as a reminder, SCORE works with Utah small businesses, entrepreneurs, startups, and people that just have an idea, and helping them to work through those processes. We provide free mentoring from business professionals in the community to you as a business owner. We also provide things like this workshop and webinars and such resources on our website for you to help as you grow your business. And of course, we have a large library of resources that you can utilize with forms and templates and such that will help you as you work through as you grow your business. Just a little bit about the chapter. You can see the information here. We service all of Utah. We have about 34 volunteer mentors right now, and we have many great presenters and alumni and such that help with these webinars. If you have questions or you want more information, you're more than welcome to access this QR code here and get information. If you're interested in being a mentor, we'd also love to see you. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Kara and let her start this last and huge finale of our three-part series.
All right, let me get my screen shared. While I do that, will you all, I think there's 44 of you right now, will you all please tell me where you're located and what your business is? Like, not just the name, but what you do. So we kind of have a general idea of who is here. There's 50 of us now. So tell me in the chat where you're located and what type of business you have. Restaurant, service, primary care physician. I love it. Arizona, artist, perfect bookkeeping. Hello, Annie. All right, I love it. Bike rentals. Okay, huge differences. Upstate New York. Welcome, Libby. Okay, custom rings. Hello, Diane. All right, I know some of you guys. Cool. So let's jump into this. Here's what we are doing today. So we are going to start talking about the digital management or systems piece in business. In the last two sessions, we talked about getting online, setting all of that kind of stuff up. We talked about how to build your website, make sure that you're on Google, that things are working, that people can find you. We had a findability score checklist. In this one, we are talking about how to manage everything because business is hard. And there's a lot of pieces, a lot of pieces. So I'm going to start teaching you some tricks and some tools and some tips to make sure you get all of that in order. Here is just a little bit more about me. My name is Kara Laws. I teach business education. I have started 6 businesses. I have sold all but 2 of those, which I continue to run the last 2. I did write the book, Don't Suck at Business. It was an Amazon #1 bestseller in like 6 categories. If you need a good read with step-by-step instructions, that's a fantastic place to start. I teach business owners all over the country, all of the steps in the right order to make sure they are building a solid foundation that allows their business to grow well. Like I already said, what we're talking about today is systems. There's a whole entire process for making sure you have a good foundation for your business. We are taking out the systems piece so that you can continue to grow without feeling like you're absolutely dying. If you do not have systems, you feel like you are absolutely dying. Sarah, thank you for sharing the link to my book. 5 stars. Good job. there is a way to, I'm not going to get into it. There is a way to do the chat notes if you want to save them. There's the three dots on the bottom, and you can click save chat when you're done on your own, Angela. Okay, first step. Tell me in the chat if you've heard of S curves in business before. So give me a yes if you're like, yes, I've heard this and I understand it. And give me a big fat no if this is absolutely brand new information to you. Diane better put a yes because I've already taught her this. All right, fantastic. I love this. I learned this from one of my first business mentors. He worked with some big names in business and taught me how this works. So in business, we typically think that we start here at startup and we make no money and we make no money, we make no money, and then we just shoot up. And you like hit that point where suddenly you're successful and it all kind of goes up. Maybe there's a couple hiccups along the way. The reality of business is that there are some very predictable dips, very predictable dips in business. So we all start here and then we have to go down before we start making money. Most people understand this. So before you start making money in your business, what do you have to invest in? What do you have to spend money on? That you already know. You can drop it in the chat. What do you already know that you have to spend money on in order to start making money in your business? To start growing your business. Products. Perfect, Amber. What else? Office space, location, marketing. Yes. A website, your time. You have to put your time into it. Yes. Most everything. Perfect. Most of us understand this. Technology, etc. And we understand we have to put the stuff in right here in order to start growing. What most people don't know is around 100K, you're going to cap. Around 100K is when you've capped out of your own time and your own investment, and you need more. You need something else. 86% of small business owners do not make it past 100K. Not understanding these S curves is part of it. When you get to about 100K, you have to invest again. Does anyone have any idea what you might invest in at 100K? 100K in revenue. Yes. Revenue is all of the money in, not taking anything out. 100, anything that touched you. Yep. Employees. Absolutely. Employees, systems, more marketing, delegation. Fantastic. If you do not create systems before you hit 100K, you end up in this situation where you are drowning and you hire someone to come help you, but you have no systems or order. So you've hired someone to help you and you're just both equally drowning together. That means that this dip right here gets really, really, really deep. It also pulls you out of all the marketing you were doing. So now you're losing money because you can't market as well as you could when it was just you here at startup. And so you just dip and dip and dip and dip. And then we fire people and then we circle this right here, which is why most business owners never, ever get past this. So what I want to give you today are some tools to get you moving through this faster. I actually learned this. I'm reading the comment about people on Shark Tank could use this webinar. I actually learned this third hand from somebody on Shark Tank. So capital. So let's move forward. So in order to get through 100K, you have to build the systems. What I'm teaching you today are the digital management systems. We're going to look at a couple different systems and look at what might work best for your business. We have a huge array of businesses here, types of businesses, locations, those types of things. So you're all going to choose something that works best for you. But in order to get past that 100K, you absolutely have to do this 100%. Now, when I say system, what do you guys think of? What is a system to you? Automation, orderly work. Anything else? Anything specific? The process you do something, accounting, longevity, process. Perfect. Okay. It is very important to know that automations are part of your systems, but automations are not all systems. Okay. There's so much more to a system than just automation. And I'm going to explain this by telling you a little story. Most of what we talk about today is going to be automation because we're talking about digital management. But I want you to understand on the whole, systems are not just automations. So I worked with a restaurant where I live, and I saw that we have a restaurant or two in the chat. So listen, I worked with a restaurant where I live, and they were making about 500-ish, $600,000 a year. And she came to me, the business owner, and said, I can't do this anymore. She said she's working 12 to 16-hour days. She is cooking all of the time. She's in the restaurant all of the time. She hasn't taken home a paycheck in 8 years. So every employee that works in her restaurant makes more money than the owner does. And she is working endlessly, constantly, constantly, constantly. And she came to one of my workshops, probably about branding or something. And she said, I need help. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this problem. I've been doing this endlessly. It's been 8 years and I can't do it any longer. So I went to her business and I did a makeover, essentially. The only thing I did was streamline her processes and create trainable systems. Good systems are visual, they're instinctual, and they're easy to teach. We slimmed down her menu. We did easy things like moving the cups for the milkshake to make milkshakes in a more logical location. We fixed her training processes. We created training videos. We created systems. How you cook a burger, how you wrap a burrito, how you make a salad, how you deliver food, how you sweep the floors, literally everything. Within a year and a half, she went from that 600,000 to over $1 million in revenue. On top of that, she now takes home 150K that she brings home and puts into her pocket. And she works not at all inside her business anymore. She actually moved about 6 hours away and she runs it from there. She's not a cook anymore. She's a CEO. She's a business owner because we created the right systems. That's the only thing we did. We just implemented systems. If you do not have systems in your business, you will drown. It's endless. It's exhausting. It stops being rewarding very quickly. It's unpredictable. You don't know how much money you're going to make. You don't know when you're making money. It's complicated. Every employee you hire, you hate. It is endless, endless, endless. It's financially capped, and it's incredibly frustrating. You have to know how to create systems. I loved your definition, Diane. It's where I am right now. This is where a lot of business owners are, Amber. Back to our S curves. Most business owners are cycling that 100K again and again and again. And they hire and they lose money and they hire and they lose money. My first business was a photography studio. I started in Phoenix and I was probably there for about 5 years. I was a wedding photographer and then I moved to Utah and I moved with my business and then I just traveled back and forth. And I was quite busy. I was good at what I did. I was a great photographer. I always want to put my own pictures up here, but that feels arrogant. I was a great photographer and I was pretty good at marketing. I knew how to get in front of the right people. I've always known how to get in front of the right people. But I was constantly stuck in this frantic or famine cycle, which is again circling that 100K, that first S curve, where I was either working 12 to 16-hour days or I had no money. And there never really seemed to be a good balance. And everyone I asked, I went to a lot of workshops, I talked to a lot of people, I got a mentor, I did all of the things, and everyone just said you have to hire. Hire, 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 hire. And I did. And every time I hired somebody, I lost 20 grand. Not my business. Me personally, I took $20,000 out of my own paycheck to pay my hire. And that was money that was feeding my family. My family was dependent on this business, and I could not hire and continue to make money. Every time I hired, I lost money, and I was frustrated with my staff, no matter what I did. This was because I was panic hiring. I didn't have the organization in there. I didn't have the processes and procedures. I didn't have the systems. Nothing was visual. Nothing was instinctual. None of that. I just hired someone to drown with me. And when you hire someone to drown with you, you both just continue drowning. You're not making more money. I also didn't understand how to hire in the right places. So when you hire, you have two choices. You can hire for money, which means I'm going to hire this person and we are going to make more money. So they're going to pay for their own salary, plus I get 5% or whatever that looks like. Together, this business is growing. Or you can hire for time, which means I'm going to hire this person so that I can spend time with my family. If you're hiring them for time, you're going to take a pay cut. And I didn't understand that. I was just drowning. I was just drowning because I didn't have these systems in place. Okay, tell me in the chat. One, give me a one if you've hired people. You actively have employees or contractors of some kind. Give me a two if you are looking to make your first hires, and give me a three if you have no idea and you're not hiring anyone, not yet. So one, you got people. Two, you're looking. Three, nothing. It's not even on the radar. Okay. Yes, we have a very good mix. We have a very good mix. Need to hire a better employee. Sometimes you do. Panic. Rich, I got you. I feel you. Hello again. You've been in a couple of these, so welcome back. All right. So what we're going to do, because I knew it would be varied and I wanted to make sure you guys all had something you could use and something that was tangible. I want to focus on some automations today. That's what I'm going to teach you a little bit more about. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable do you feel with your current automation? So 10 is I feel great and everything makes sense. And 1 is automations make me cry. How do you feel about your current? Okay. I have 0 automations. Okay, cool. This is perfect then. Angela's a little ahead of us. What is an automation? I will teach you. I'm going to show you right now, working on some automations. Okay. What I want you guys to do is to download this workbook. It's going to help you walk through this. So go download the workbook. It's just a little systems workbook. And we are going to talk about your customer. You know what? I'm actually going to pull it up so you guys can see what it looks like really quickly. Okay. So your whole business, I could talk about this, by the way. I have like a 9-class course on systems because I love systems more than anything else in business, followed by branding. And there's a lot to it. Systems are complicated and systems take some time and some work. What I'm teaching you today is kind of a crash course. We're just gonna crash our way through it and we're gonna see what we can figure out. But I want you to download the workbook and we're gonna focus on creating a system for your customer journey. Give me a no in the chat if you don't know what a customer journey is, and we'll talk about that. We feel okay? No. So your customer journey is just the process of people coming in contact with you, and then you're stepping them along to actually buying from you. There are 2 ways to write this out when you download the workbook. 1, I like a circle because I want to meet someone. I want them to hire me, meet. They're going to download something. We're going to be friends. They're going to follow me on Facebook. They're going to come to a workshop. They're going to eventually pay me. Sales funnel, that'll work. Yes. They're going to eventually pay me. They join the academy. We have all of these touch points and we're great friends. And then it goes back along and now they sign up for my retreat, etc. So I like a circle. If you like a traditional funnel, your workbook also has space for a traditional funnel, which is what Sean's talking about. And the funnel is many in, few out at the bottom. So everybody you meet, all of the next steps along the way, you'll lose people. The bottom is where you sell, right? Okay. Does that make sense? We feel okay? What I'm going to have you guys do. Okay, we're feeling okay. Sarah feels okay. All right. What I'm going to have you guys do is start filling this out. I'm going to walk through it and explain how this works. And then we're going to start figuring out how to create the automations inside of just this. When you are creating systems for your business, I cannot just tell you, create systems for your business, go, and expect you to get anything logical done. That doesn't make any sense. And it's incredibly frustrating. A ton of business owners are trying to build systems that way. And it feels like being mixed up in a blender. There's so much going on. Jose, we're going to do questions at the end. I'll have you ask that then. There's so much going on. So the first thing you want to do when you're creating a system is you're going to choose the role or the task you're going to systematize first. So when I did the restaurant, we kind of just jumped in feet first and started trying to string things together. It gets very messy very quickly. We had to absolutely back out and say, okay, the first role in this business is a head server. We're going to systematize that first. We got out all the tasks, then all of the steps for each task. We systemize it all the way through. And then we're like, okay, now what about a cook? What about the head cook? Now, what about the par fry cook or whatever those things are? Okay. Same thing here. We are just choosing that the first thing we're going to look at, the first thing you're going to analyze in your business is your customer journey or your sales funnel. Give me a 1 if you feel like you understand and you're following. Give me a 2 if you're like, I don't know what we're doing. Okay. 1.5. Okay. We are going to write out what it looks like, what your client journey is. And we're going to walk through how to start systematizing it. That's what we're doing. Okay, so if you download the workbook, you should have this. You can choose which one you want to write on. And I am going to let's take you through this. I'm just going to walk you through it. Okay, so I'm going to use this customer journey. We're going to just use a traditional funnel right here. And in the first thing, thank you. The very first thing here at the top, typically people are like, this first thing is where you get people's attention. This is where you're probably going to give something away for free. So I'll do my photography business. Actually, that's a really easy one. Most people can understand that concept really well. So in my photography studio, I was a wedding photographer. And so my very first step at the top was to get in front of my people. If your marketing doesn't work, that's probably a huge problem. By the way, you're not in front of your people. I knew I needed brides, so I went to where the brides are, which is a bridal show. And that was step number 1 is I met them at a bridal show and I had them enter to win a free engagement session. And I got all of their contact information at the bridal show. That was step number 1. Make sense? We're feeling okay? Step number 2, after they signed up to win something free at the bridal show, a free engagement session, is that I then emailed every single one of them. And I gave away significantly more engagement sessions that I said I was going to. I also marked applicants as they filled things out. And some of those extra free engagement sessions went to brides that I knew that I would get along well with and that I wanted them to hire me. So then I emailed them all. So I filled out my form. I emailed them all to let them know who won the engagement session. That was the next step. Then I booked the engagement sessions with them and anyone else that needed it. So like in this email right here, it says Sally won the engagement session. But I would love to offer you 20% off. Here's how to book. This is what it looks like. So then I'm booking sessions. We follow through with that. We have a one-on-one meeting to talk about planning a wedding and we sign contracts. Does that make sense? How there's like a step all along the way. From people signing up saying they want to win a free engagement session to me emailing them, I'm going to lose people. Some people gave me a fake email. Some people are like, oh, I didn't win. I didn't actually want to spend money on that. I don't like you. And they dropped out. And then to actually booking, some people are like, oh, never mind. I only wanted the free thing, or I'm not available, or I don't like you, etc. Then to actually meeting one-on-one, I lose people all the way down to the bottom where I start making sales. Does this all make sense? Exactly. You're going to expect losses, Angela, all the way through. Yes, you would write the things you're speaking on the funnel. If we were live, I would have a giant dry erase board and we would do this on a dry erase board. I usually have one, but I also have a 4-year-old, so who knows where it is. So we're just doing like that. Okay, we're not going to worry about where you're stuck. We're going to worry about figuring out how to automate this. Stuck is marketing. Okay, so this is step number 1, is just figuring out what all of the steps are. If you have a expensive product, high cost or high commitment. So if you're asking people to be vulnerable with you, like you're a couples therapist or a couples coach, that's a lot of vulnerability. Your funnel is going to be a lot longer. Your customer journey here, if you're doing it this way, it's going to be a lot longer. There needs to be more touch points. You're building trust. Okay. So step 1 is you're going to write all of this out. You're going to figure out what it looks like. Step 2 is you are going to write out the tasks that you can automate. So I can automate putting all of those emails in. I had people fill out forms by hand. I could create a digital form, so they fill out my digital form and it all just goes in there. I could absolutely do that. And then I would write down how much time it takes me to put everybody in the system. It is absolutely possible to have multiple customer journeys. I can automate emailing people and letting them know who won instead of emailing everybody one-to-one. I can create a system for that. I can create a booking system. So instead of 25 brides getting back to me to try to schedule an engagement session, I can create a booking system so they can do it all virtually. I can create a booking system for one-on-one meetings. I can create a way to automate contracts when I send them contracts. Does this make sense? Give me a 1 if you're mostly following. Give me a 2 if you want to cry. Okay, nobody's crying. Oh no, Ray's crying. Ray, do you have more questions? Follow-up questions? Lynn, same thing. Ask me your questions. Okay, I'm going to keep talking while they ask their questions. Next steps inside of this are you're just going to break down the task, but I'm going to go through this. All right. Now we asked about how to apply it to each business or setting. Start by writing it out. Like when I stop talking, it's hard to do your own work while I'm talking. It just is. So when I'm done talking at the end of this, take 20 minutes and just start by writing it out. That will help you figure out how to apply it to your business. Even in a restaurant, 100% it's the same thing. You're looking at advertising that you have a free milkshake. You're looking at advertising in your email list, or you get a birthday cookie or something like that. Okay, so let's talk about different types of automations really quick. And again, automations are just part of your systems. For people who are stuck, or those of you who are you're still not to hiring yet, automations are a great way to start creating your systems. A great way to start creating your systems. There are several different types of automations. You can work with a CRM, which is the client relationship management software. So you can track where people are in that funnel all along the way. It's sending out auto emails based on the things that they do. You have learning management systems. These are for courses. So if you're creating courses and you manage courses and know who's in there, you have learning management systems. You have email systems where you can automate email sequences for follow-up. If someone came to my workshop, I typically send them a sequence of emails to follow. Triggers. So that's something that's triggered by any type of task. So if somebody schedules an appointment with me in my email scheduler, in my appointment scheduler, that's going to trigger a whole series of other things. Okay, I'm going to come back to that too, Angela. Okay, and then we have social media, auto posting, group management, et cetera, et cetera. Let's talk about things you can automate. So we're going to write out all of our stuff down there, and our client journey, like we already did. The things that you can automate are the easy data entries, email sequences, task tracking. Social media can absolutely be automated. Payment reminders, billing reminders, recharging people's cards, paying bills, any of those types of things that you don't have to personally have hands on. Okay. Best way here. Well, let me ask some of these questions yet. Answer some of these questions. Mine is a new bus, and I'll be picking about 5,000 leads to create my client base from 35,000 attendees. I'm using a CRM and on a crash course to get the skeleton scaled out in 3 weeks. I will need about 6 funnels based on declarations. It is okay to have multiple funnels. I have a lot. They're not all fully built out and beautiful yet, but I have several. This right here is the beginning of a funnel. This class right here, because some of you are going to say, you know what, I would like to learn a little bit more from Kara. And you might opt in to learning more from me. And then we're going to invite you to other workshops. We're going to get together a couple times. You're going to decide if there's anything that you like from me and move forward. It's the exact same thing with SCORE. You're here on a SCORE or a Women's Business Center workshop, and you're going to look into what they have, and you're going to decide if there's something that works really well for you, and you're going to book an appointment with a mentor. It's the exact same thing. Outsourcing payroll as an automation. Some payroll can't all be automated. So that would more just be outsourcing instead of an automation. Trying to figure out how to automate data. Let's talk about it. I'm going to skip like 6 slides. Okay, here are some options. I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, let's look at, let me stop sharing, some of the options here. Now, what you choose to automate your stuff depends on what you need. So Lynn, tell me what your business is and maybe where some things are getting stuck. All right, I'm going to introduce you to a couple of these platforms, and I'm going to throw all of the links in the chat. What is your service? Tell me more. Therapy. Okay. One of the things you could easy automate right now is scheduling. People scheduling appointments, that's an easy automation. Okay, these are my suggested automation platforms, and I'm going to walk you through them. Okay, I want you guys to do that, the workbook I gave you later. We understand how it works, but I want you to understand the platforms a little bit as well. I'm worried I'm going too fast. Do I need to back up? Kitchen and bathroom remodeler. Okay. I'm going to jump into this. Can you guys see my screen here? It says team goals. Team goals, yes. Can you see this right here? Yes. Thank you, Libby. Okay. This one right here is called Sweet Dash. Sweet Dash is 100% a blank canvas for you. If you are project-based, if you are creating a course, if you, this would be okay for a photographer, this would be okay for the bathroom remodeler, that would be good. Anything that's project-based with your clients. So it's not necessarily a product, or if it is a product, it's a custom product. Those types of things, this is a really great system. It is completely a blank slate. Your clients can DM you directly. You can create a unique dashboard for everyone. This is my team dashboard inside of here. I do not have control of the chat. I am so sorry, Angela. And you can create courses. So you can see that we have a ton of courses here. You can track all of your marketing. You can email everybody through here. I can track exactly what's happening and where everybody is at. It automatically sends invoices. They can click add to marketing, add marketing to their watch list, and they can add any courses that they need. We have projects in here, and this is the cool piece right here for anyone who's project based. This is a dual view project. So your clients also can see the project. See right here, they can see how far along they are. She's done 7 of her 14 tasks, which means I can assign tasks to clients. I design websites occasionally when I'm really bored, and I'll get to retail, Samantha. And this is fantastic because half the problems with designing websites is that I need information from people. So I can create a project for my client. It will automatically send them tasks as I've set it up so that it says, hey, I need you to send me your photos. They go here inside of your project. We click off the task. They can see exactly where we are inside the project as we go. We can send updates. They know what the status of everything is all along the way. Okay, so this is fantastic if you are project based. There's a couple other things I'd recommend it for as well. In the chat, I sent you some links. Some of them are affiliate links, but they're only affiliate links that give you guys something. So if you want to check out Sweet Dash, you can check that one out. And they'll give you an extra 2 weeks, I think, to set it all up and figure it out. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's a cool one. We also have Go High Level. I will get to a medical clinic. I'm trying to think if there's something specific in a medical clinic. Okay. Go High Level is fantastic. This one hasn't been set up completely, but if you're looking to automate your marketing, if you want to run courses, if you need to track your clients better and know exactly where they are in any second, this is fantastic. You can see your funnel here and it will track everyone along the way. And I can say, that I have a client who is a new lead, and if I drag them over to applied, it will automatically send them a series of emails or an invoice or an approval or whatever that looks like, so that I don't have to do all of those little teeny tiny tasks. This is fantastic for running your stuff. It also has marketing inside of here where you can send your set up all of your social media. This also has a big learning curve. You can run your email and your website in here. You can do all kinds of things. You can schedule all of your social media. You can run your funnels, you know, everything that's happening. This one is subscription. Sweet Dash is about, I'm paying more. So I think Sweet Dash is about $49 a month to start. And then they have things that you can add on if you would like additional stuff. I pay $100 a month for mine. Well, high level is typically $100 as well a month. And there are tons of people who can help you set that up. Tons of things that you can do inside of here. So if you're looking to automate your marketing, if you're looking to track your marketing better, if you're looking to make your social media easier, Go High Level is a great option. Next, I'm just plowing through these. I want to give you a ton of options. MailerLite, for those of you who just need to automate your emails and email sequences, is a fantastic and easy way to set all of that up. When you download the workbook that I sent you, that goes into MailerLite. It stores my clients' contact information, and then I can set it up to automatically send you more. I do think that it is more user-friendly than MailChimp. I've used MailChimp a lot. I've used Aweber a lot. I've used Constant Contact a lot. I do prefer MailerLite, especially if you're just starting out. It just is a little more user-friendly. Do they have a demo version? It is free to get started. So I think it's up to 1,000 contacts in MailerLite that are completely free. MailerLite. Yeah, you're like LITE, like that. How do you compare the free options on Shopify versus these paid options? I don't know all of the, I've set up a lot of websites on Shopify. I don't know all of the automations inside of there. I have not seen that you can run full email campaigns in Shopify. So I can't answer that because I have not seen that as an option. I've always had to, it might be new. I've always had to connect into that for email specifically. Okay. For product-based, I don't have a link for this one, but Square is a really nice way to go. They are going to help you track your inventory. They're going to help you keep track of things. They send payment reminders, they collect money, they can send out emails, abandoned cart emails as well. I really like Square. I do use Zapier, but I use it very sparingly because most of my automations are inside of Sweet Dash or inside of my G Suite, which is my Google Suite. If you are not using your Google Workspace, I highly, highly, highly suggest it. If you have a Gmail account, it's free. It's just part of that. It's included. If you don't have like a business Gmail account, I have a business Gmail account. It costs me $5 a month. And then I have access to their full G Suite. Okay. And here, I'll show you some stuff in there. We run a lot inside of G Suite as well. This is our these are our systems for our workshops that are coming up. My whole team knows what's happening here. I can click here and I can see everything that happened in 2024. We can close up January, so we can just focus on February. Workshop week is all broken out. The retreat is all well, it's not broken out yet. All of the types of things that we have are inside of these Google Sheets, and we have a ton of things. So G Suite I mostly use the Google Sheets. We also have calendar sharing all over the place, so I don't have to track that. I have a calendar here. I feel like I'm giving you guys too much information. These are all my calendars. Welcome. So these calendars are tied into my website, and it will automatically put up my schedules as we go. So this one right here will post to my website under upcoming training with all of the links and everything anyone needs. And it's automated. It does it all by itself. You can also program Google Sheets to send emails for you. I don't know if you knew that. I learned it the other day. Okay. Did we have any photographers in the room? I also love Google Sheets. One more for people who schedule appointments. I really love Appointlet. This allows you to schedule appointments. Anyone can schedule appointments with you based on your calendar, which you should already be keeping up. So based on your calendar, you can charge people through there. It sends out reminders. It automatically creates the links, the Zoom links, all of that kind of stuff to get you started there too. Okay. Ooh. Now, are there similar options on Microsoft like G Suite? Yes and no. You do have the Microsoft Office. I don't like that it's not as good to work with a team because you kind of have to save things and send the sheets and save things and send it. It's not as good for that. I use Stripe for the question. Can you comment on Stripe? Um, Stripe and Shopify aren't really the same, so you can't create a whole website on Stripe. That's just a payment processor. And I do like it. I've used it a lot. I've transitioned out of it for my automations. I used to have it set up to send emails for abandoned carts and send emails when people's cards declined, emails for reminders with subscriptions, etc. I've transitioned out of that, and all of those are handled inside of Sweet Dash, which is the main thing that I use. Okay. I'm going to finish this up real quick, and then I'm going to take all of the questions because we're going to need some time. As you are creating your automations, I need you all to know this before we get to questions. You should be creating what I call an automation Bible. So essentially, this is like a Google Sheet or a document or something that says, when Sally signs up for my free gift, this happens and it's run by this. So if Sally signs up to win a free engagement session for me, it's put into MailerLite, and MailerLite triggers these 5 automations. If you do not create an automation Bible, you will very quickly find yourself going, what? I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know why it's broken. I don't know what this email is. I don't understand where things are coming from. And you just get to spend your entire day tracking down the trigger problem. So make sure as you create things, you're just putting them in a little cute spreadsheet or in a notebook. I suggest a spreadsheet, something like that, just so you know. So when someone says there's a problem or a typo or you have to fix a link, you know where to go and you're not spending 5 hours trying to fix the link. Okay. This is one step at a time. My goal for the last 2 years has been to finish all of my systems in my business. This is my picture that I drew that hangs on my wall for my annual goals. It's really hard. The first step in creating a system is like when you organize a pantry. So you're going to organize a pantry, and the very first step is to take everything out of the pantry and make a bigger mess. Your systems and your digital management are going to be a little bit the same, especially for those of you that have already started hiring. So it's going to get a little bit messier before it gets better. And we're just going to create step by step at a time. We're going to do one role. So start with your customer journey. Automate what pieces of that you can, and then start creating the systems that you'll be able to offboard. You were not trained for business ownership. Nobody was. We were all trained to get an assignment and take it to our teacher and ask what's next. Our mom tells us to clean our room. We clean our room. Then we ask what's next. That's how we've been trained in every job. That's how we've been trained in school. That's how we've been trained at home. So to take on a whole entire business, there's no one to tell you what's next. And it gets very overwhelming very fast. Your job is not to do everything right now. Your job is to just manage what's next and figure out, okay, I'm just doing this. This is what's next. You're going to be the teacher who knows what's next. You're going to be the parent who knows what's next. And it's a hard process. Only about 2% of people in the US are capable of running a business. Actually try it and do it. It's a very hard gig. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this. This is an insane amount of information. And I have slimmed it down to the bare bones. Again, I have like a 9-part course on this. Okay. So you're just going to start with, I wasn't trained for this. I don't have to do it all right now. And I'm just taking one step at a time. And you're going to spend the year starting to create these systems in your business so your business can run without you. So you're not stuck under 100K. So you can start to grow without paying an employee half of your wages. Your next steps, and then we'll open this up for questions. I want you to outline your customer journey. fill out that thing, the circle or the funnel. I don't care which one. Outline what it is. From people meeting you to purchasing with you, what are all of those steps? Or if there's something more important in your business, you can do that, but I suggest you start here. Then you're going to determine what tasks can be automated, and we're going to automate your first task. This is your mission, step by step through all of this. I also want to invite you guys to Workshop Week. Workshop Week is next week. Tickets are $97 unless you use this link, and then they're completely free. In Workshop Week, we are talking about LS. There is someone in Workshop Week talking about the process of writing a book. She was my book writing coach. We're going to be talking about how to step by step your business out, the 6 pillars of business and how to know where you are and what comes next. We're going to talk about how to get more leads, how to make sure your website is converting, all of those types of things. Absolutely free if you use the link at the top. It's $97 if you choose to sign up a different way. It's fine with me. This is just a free bonus link because I like you. Okay, questions. We got about 10 minutes for questions. I know this is a lot. Workshop Week is virtual? Workshop Week is virtual because I live in the middle of nowhere, my choice. So Workshop Week is virtual. I'd like to get in touch outside of this. No specific questions. I'm just overwhelmed. Okay. If you want to reach out to me, Sarah, this is my email. Anyone can have it. You guys can reach out to me here with additional questions. Workshop Week is virtual. All right. How are you guys feeling about your systems? Let's ask this question first. Do you understand the importance of systems? Is Workshop Week organized in a baseline to advance scaling? Workshop Week is about building a foundation so you can scale really well. Libby feels like she understands systems. Sean feels, okay, give me more. I feel like we understand the importance of systems. Okay. So put a yes in the chat if you feel like you're understanding the importance of systems. Give me a no if you don't. I have a catering business. It takes 30 minutes for me to create an invoice from a form they fill out. And then lots of back and forth emails. Yes. There are so many things you can use. Wave, Micah will work. Sweet Dash will help you. Sweet Dash might actually be really good for a catering business. You're going to start creating some solid options, like package options, those types of things. So you can just drop them in and send it. Or inside of Sweet Dash for sure, they can customize their own. So they can say, I want 1 hour of this and I need this and this and this, and they can customize it themselves. Half an hour for each one of those is kind of a big deal. You do have some automations. That's good. That's good. Janelle, I've coached people to over $1 million in revenue. I've helped really big businesses. What I prefer to do is help people who are starting, because if you can start right, you don't have to spend the $30, $50, $80,000 to fix it in 10 years. So for me, I prefer working with that. TAFE is for photographers or wedding planners or anything like that. I didn't see any in the chat, so I didn't dig into it. TAFE is a fantastic tool that already has a ton of automation set up if you are in the wedding industry. So the catering one, maybe that would work. Okay, any other questions? Start right at the beginning. Makes sense. Yes, that's what I care about. And if you didn't do it right at the beginning, it's okay to go back. Most business owners do. Again, most business owners are getting stuck under 100K, which means they have to go back and do it again. They have to build the foundation and those systems so they can get past it. All right. Any other questions for me? Give me a 1 if you're overwhelmed and a 2 if you know what your next step is. Okay, we're about split. I have a system and need some coaching. Just contact me or SCORE. Concept makes sense. The best way to learn this is to start implementing it. Write out your first role, write out those tasks and say, okay, I'm right at the top. And the first thing I'm going to systematize is people have to book a call. So we're just going to automate the booking a call. That's a great idea, Amber. Again, systems is hard and it's a long process. And like I said, this is my my goals go up on the wall. This one's been there for 2 years because there's a lot of moving pieces in a business. Yeah, it's on the external website, the schedule. I'm going to type it on the public website, not the secret website. There, that should take you to a schedule for workshop week. Okay. If there are do you insist in writing business plans? I do. I can write a business plan for you and I can coach you through it. The Women's Business Center and SCORE also help with those things. Yes, Lisa, that's true, right? Yes, they don't charge you. Yes, you absolutely can get the recording. SCORE has all of those recordings. I can look them up too, but SCORE has all of those recordings. Am I a SCORE mentor? I'm just a presenter. I'm just here to help today. And that's all. Let me see if I can find those videos. Yep, there's that one. And then if you head to SCORE's YouTube here, they have the other 2 videos as well. All right, Janine, I think that's everything. Unless anyone has any last minute questions, I'll turn the time back over to SCORE and the Women's Business Center to follow up.
Yeah. Fantastic. A big round of applause for Kara. You've done a fantastic job in this 3-part series of giving us so many things to think about and lots of resources. It's really, really been fantastic. I do want Lisa with the Women's Business Center to talk a little bit about your services as well. This is a partnership between our 2 organizations. So, Lisa, do you want to give a commercial for the Women's Business Center as well?
Sure, I will do that. But first, I want to say thank you so much, Kara, for doing this for us. Kara's helped us with a lot of workshops with the Women's Business Center and with this collaboration, so we really appreciate her. She's awesome. So the Women's Business Center of Utah, as Kara had mentioned, we're a nonprofit, so our services are no cost to you. And we offer, we're primarily an entrepreneurial center that helps women businesses start and grow their businesses and also help you to scale to that next level. We do a lot of training like this one. We have classes that start out the very bottom level, like you just have a business idea and you maybe have been in business for a year, but you need that help getting started. And then we have Mighty My Own Business that is kind of for what we call solopreneurs that are primarily the sole employee in the business. And then next step, which is when you have hired at least one employee other than yourself and you're making revenue. We have online courses in our academy. I think that Sarah Barstow actually put in the chat our website, which is WBCUtah.org. You can find out everything that we have to offer on there. But we do free one-on-one business advising as well. And yeah, best thing is to just check out our website, go to the Get Started page, and it'll kind of walk you through those steps.
All right. Thank you so much. And as I mentioned, SCORE also has a lot of resources for you. And our feelings will not be hurt if you're accessing both the Women's Business Center and SCORE for your resources. Please feel free to use whatever resources work best for you or use both. A couple of people have asked about the recording. Yes, you will get a copy of the slides and you'll see the recording is going to be on our SCORE website. It takes about a week for it to transition over. So, look for it there if you want to re-watch it again. And again, thank you, everyone. We appreciate your help. And we are glad that you were here and enjoyed this. Again, Kara, you've done a fantastic job for us and given us a lot of things to think about. So thank you again. And everyone have a wonderful rest of your week.